Welcome, Meteor fans, to another edition of the Meteor Apprentice recordings or series, or I don't know. What do you call it on YouTube? I guess a series, playlist.
Basically.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, we'll call it that too. So we're talking about Meteor Club podcast, and I have Colby Williams with me. Welcome, Colby.
What's up, guys?
Keep rolling on this thing. I still haven't put any more out, but I've got I made slightly more progress on the end slate stuff that I was working on, and I want to get that done before I post these. So I'm gonna try to get that done so I can add YouTube annotations easily. But anyway, let's get into the show here. Let me share my screen. Share. So one interesting thing I found, you and I were going back and forth last time about like the fact that hosting wasn't seeming to work right and SSL was being forced. And it turns out that for Meteor podcast itself, or not for Meteor Club itself, meteor.js.club, the Nginx config that I have, I bought a wildcard cert. And because this is a subdomain, the wildcard cert is valid and applies, and I put in what was it called? I did a gist here because I was talking to Stefan Holhaus about this because I used his SSL setup, and somewhere I got this add header strict transport security, and it's got a bit in here about including subdomains. And so it turns out the problem only occurs if you go to meteor.js.club and then go to podcast.meteor.js.club. You see the problem, because what it basically does is it tells the browsers, hey, you should only ever try to go to the HTTPS version of this site. And I was reading up on why this is a thing, and apparently it's to thwart man-in-the-middle attacks as much as you can. So like if you go to your bank, they probably have this turned on so that when you type in, like I bank at PNC, when I type in pnc.com, normally it go to HTTP. But in reality, if they have this strict transport security turned on, the browser is going to know if it's been there at least once that it'll go to the HTTPS version. And so by having this include subdomains, it's automatically kicking all subdomains over as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting. I had no idea that was a thing. And so, like, you remember last week, like, I was frustrated because I cleared my cache. And then I hadn't been to meteor.js.club in a long time. And the other day I went, and then all of a sudden the problem came back. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to the root cause of this. And started digging
it's definitely not something that's intuitive. You'd have to know that already, kind of.
Yeah. Definitely. But, again, I bought a wildcard cert. So in reality, what I could do is just put this thing somewhere where I can turn on SSL and then, should be good to go. Right now it's on meteor.com, which I like, and it's been fun to deploy there, but I think I'm going to have to move it again. So probably put it back on DigitalOcean.
Right.
Bummer.
It's always really slow when you put it on meteor.com.
Honestly, the slowness hasn't been the issue. I think the only thing is like they spin it down when it's not running or people haven't hit it in a while. And so that's kind of slow because you'll get the
meteor loading thing.
Yeah, interstitial page there that tells you that it's loading the app, which sucks. And then on top of that, you get the loading screen from the publication that says it's loading or whatever. Double loading.
Double loading, no fun.
Oh my God, guys, look! It's a double loading screen.
Oh my God! Forgot about that meme.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So yes, and we, I forgot to mention too. We got another pull request from Rob. He went back and decided to ditch the custom audio player and just added the 1x button over here. So we don't have the rewind button. We could probably build that back at some point as well. But now we've got this It's more the standard audio player with the 1x just kind of tacked on at the end.
Okay, so instead of the custom one he had, he reverted, but just added his own little thing off to the side.
Yeah, little button at the end of the audio player.
Okay.
And then he's got all the controls in there. And so he said he thought the Firefox issue that we were seeing was related to like resetting the timer to 0, and somehow that was screwing Firefox up. So, but I think, in all honesty, it still doesn't work right. And oh yeah, it does work. Okay, yeah, it's working fine in Firefox now.
All right.
Ignore me. We're good. It just doesn't work in IE, I'm sure, but I have no way to tell. So, sorry, all you IE listeners. I guess
using IE.
We're only on iTunes anyway, so I mean, you're somewhere in the Apple ecosystem, most likely, if you're listening to the podcast. All right.
We're so discriminatory.
I totally am.
Yeah.
I guess there's podcatchers in Google land, but I don't even know. Like,
why don't we have support for IE6, Josh?
Windows phones, do those even have podcatchers? Are those? Does anyone that watches this have a Windows phone? I don't know.
I've never met anyone who had a Windows phone.
I have. I met one guy.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was kind of miffed because he went to church with me, and Differential did that Brave Journey app for the church I go to, and they released the Android version and the iPhone version, but there was no Windows Phone version. And he's like, I can't use it because I have a Windows Phone. And then he's like, it didn't look right. Like whatever version of IE he was on, it didn't look right there either. So he was like pretty much SOL. I was like, you should install Chrome on your machine at least, and then you should be able to use the web app.
Right? Gosh.
What
a terrible world to live in.
Yeah.
Having a Windows phone.
All right. So I talked to Sam a little bit about the testing stuff because that's kind of where we left off.
Yeah.
We
got like our Hello World test running, I think.
Yeah. And then, what's funny is like I had to go in the other day and change, like our Hello World was the test to make sure this was here. But then I didn't notice the title of the page was Meteor Podcast. And I go in, like as I was getting ready for an official launch, I went in and changed the title of the page, which was the initial test intent. Kind of funny. All right, so I'm going to tail this out of the window. So maybe we can get another test going, and then maybe we can work on like Travis or something. That might be interesting as well.
Oh, yeah, there's continuous.
So in talking, let's see, test cucumber features. So as a visitor, I want to see the podcast site so that I can browse and share good podcast content.
I guess that's something you just gotta like get used to, that
story
format.
Style. Yeah.
Story style.
It's as the person that's going to be doing the action, right? And you try to get in that mindset of doing that, like as a visitor or as a admin, right? Like you just think about that role. Like, what are they going to have to do to achieve that role, right? Like, I'm going to have to log in, and I'm going to have to be like have admin permissions to get there. So that's kind of what you're defining there, is almost your role or something like that. And then I want to do something, and then you need to so people that haven't heard it, you need to pop the why stack, which is like you're drilling down and trying to find the core reason you're building this feature. And now that I'm talking about it, we'll probably have to pop the why stack.
Oh, That's a thing. Got it.
Yeah, it's totally a thing. Where's the initial 2009? That still doesn't. Here we go. Man, they used to have this good kind of like log from IRC.
Oh, like a chat.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, they updated the site. It looks nice, at least. Seems like it could be here. No, that's not it either. Huh.
Well.
Can't spell.
No.
All right. So we'll look at this guy. So basically you're just asking why, and you're trying to get down to a core business value, which is protect revenue, increase revenue, or manage costs, right? And so when you're popping the Y stack at least 5 times, trying to get down to one of those core values. And so if we pop the Y stack, on a test, it tells you whether it's valuable or not, right? Like I need this test because I'm either protecting revenue, increasing revenue, or managing costs, or not so much the test, but maybe the feature, And so I think for me, a lot of this would either be a lot of what I'm doing is either managing costs or increasing revenue with a lot of these tests, because I'm trying to draw in new listeners who will then, topple into a funnel and be interested in potentially a product that I've created and spent time working on and could be helpful to them, and, expose them to that. Maybe they buy it, maybe they don't, so
yeah.
That's a lot of that is, kind of along those lines. But yeah, so like, what was it? Like they popped the Y stack on like a login. I really wish I could find that now. Popped.
So is this basically like a chat that they were having about the whole concept?
Yeah.
Oh, there it
was.
It's up there. That was the link that you were looking for.
Yep, totally was. Oh well, it's gone forever.
Just.
All right, yeah. So I mean, I would say that this is probably like increasing revenue, this one, because like we're ensuring that we have proper, like our page is loading, we're seeing the right text on the page, and that relates back to Google SEO and that kind of thing. So when people type like podcast meteor.js, we want to pop up there, and so having this H1 tag or H2 tag is kind of important. All right, and so what else would be important here, or do we want to make sure it happens? I think the first thing is we want to make sure if we have an episode, it's going to load that episode.
So we need to be like, we want to make sure, I guess, when they come to the page, they see the most recent episode loaded at the top by default or something like that.
Yeah, probably something along those lines. But so this is where you start to get into test boundaries, which I mentioned last time. And it's like, if you think about it logically, there's our application and then there's Simplecast API that we're relying on, right? And the thing about that is we need to basically stub out the Simplecast part of it. And so a stub is a stand-in replacement for something
Mm-hmm.
And in unit testing, you might stub out like another class or another collection or something along those lines because you're just trying to test this one piece over here. But when we're in end-to-end testing, we want to test, number one, as much as we can. But at the same time, we want to assume that we're not going to necessarily have internet access. So we want to test the things that are under our test purview. So
everything that's under our control, we can't control if their servers go down. We can only
right.
control our stuff is working.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's why we need some kind of stub in there. So in the server, is it here? Yeah. So here's where you add the synced cron, and then here is where, what do we call, fetch and insert episodes. So this guy kicks off and then calls all these guys, right? And so we just need to figure out a way to basically stub out probably this initial guy and just insert our own data there. And then what you would do here is you could do, like for this particular file on the right, which is doing the synchron, you could write a unit test that's making sure that everything works properly. And you could even, Sam's got a faker library that you can use, not a faker, but a HTTP interceptor, which you might be able to use in that case, and start writing the unit tests on this particular file. But I don't know if that's where we want to start. Like it's functioning, it's okay.
Yeah.
We probably do want tests at some point, but I don't know if they're high value right now. Just because it works and we're not going to be monkeying there a whole lot. But we do need to figure out a way to stub out that method. So this is where fixtures come in. Cucumber, fixtures.
So you're creating a fixtures file in the Cucumber folder?
Yeah, I'm going to make a new one, though. I'm not going to use this one that came by default. Fixtures. So it'll load when you're in, it'll load everything in that folder. Let's see. Episode. Fetching.js. Copy this. Fetch and insert episodes.
So this has a use strict in it?
That's just how Sam codes, I think. He's very particular about his JavaScript. I'm not. Yeah, so like if you load like a JS linter on code that I write, it screams loudly. Which maybe is the best practice as well, to like come up with a lint file you're cool with and check that into your projects. And part of your test build can actually be to run lint, make sure everything looks good, then run your test environment, make sure all that looks good. And that's a good way to like have that no broken windows policy. Like if everyone is adhering to the rules and making sure that the build's always green, then I think that's a good culture to build.
Yeah, especially on those projects that are going to be getting bigger and a lot more people using them. I was listening to some podcasts about using, I guess a lot of people using ESLint, I think. Because it has some more like custom policy type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do have the lint stuff installed into Vim. So you can see like if I save this file and it's missing something, it throws the error there on the left, the double arrows.
Yeah, that's all I've got. I don't have the use strict thing, but I use.
Yeah. So if you throw a .js lint into the folder, it'll read that and it'll follow the guidelines you give it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's basically running JS lint in the folder every time I hit save. That's how that's working. In JSLint, we'll look for that file. So
Give a new visitor, navigate, should see the title.
So basically, I just made my own Meteor method over here called fetch and insert episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And
That way you can stub it out.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll override it. And I just put a console log in there. An episode would be inserted. But I didn't see it fire.
Yeah, it only does it like every half hour or something, right?
Well, but it should have restarted. Oh, it didn't. That's interesting. It didn't restart. So I think when I saved the server file, oops. So we'll put these in here so we can kind of see which one it's running. So now it's rebuilding. That's interesting. So it didn't rebuild because the fixtures aren't being watched, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, over here we're getting fetch real episodes, but over here hopefully we're seeing that it was stubbed out.
Doesn't like it.
I'm not seeing either here. Well, the other thing we can do is just fire up the mirror and see what it looks like too. Preferably it'll just be blank, right? But it's not. Wah, wah.
Weird. Is it like loading that file in?
You know what?
Because it didn't reset whenever you made a change.
So the reason he's got that reset in there, he's gonna find this so interesting when I put it up. He'll probably watch this. He'll be laughing at us. No, not really.
Noobs. Something.
So this, I don't know if this is called, but this is where you'd probably want to do something like episodes. What do we want to call there? Does Meteor have a way to just like reset the entire collection?
Meteor reset, you mean?
Well, no, just more of like a collection, like remove all for a collection.
For like one specific collection?
Yeah. I think if we issue a remove without a selector, it would remove everything.
Good question. I think you can. I've seen how to do that, like, because you can do that with like your fixture file where it removes
I've
it
actually
every time.
I've done it before. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember but yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just do it like that.
Yeah.
And then we need to call that somehow.
Yeah, that's it. It's remove, and then I think you have to put the object in there. The little empty object. Inside the remove parentheses. I don't know if you need that or not. I just
I think just leaving it blank would do it.
Okay. I was just looking at what this other dude was doing. It was actually a Gaslight post.
Right here, he does a this.server.call reset. So given I'm a new visitor, right here, this background task, a background task runs before every scenario within the file.
Right. Oh, okay.
So that's going to that should empty out the database for us.
This server call. Okay. So that'll empty the test database and then run our fixtures that we have set up, right? So
should, but yeah, clearly it's not.
Clearly.
So what I thought would be an easy way to
the way it works right now is the synchron will run like immediately on startup, so it's probably pulling in all the data, even though it just resets it. Oh, it's not empty.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, in all honesty, theoretically, the synced cron should run before. I don't know. I guess. Why is our fixture not overriding the other?
Yeah, that's the real question, because you've written, unless the fixture you wrote is like loaded up into the code before the synced cron thing. I don't know which order that's loaded up, you know?
Yeah. Where's... Just gonna ask him if he's around.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So if the fixture loads first and then the other one loads, it's overriding it.
Yeah. You can always try to like comment out the correct one just as a test to see if that even is true or not.
Yeah, totally. So I think I got it. Yeah. We'll throw an error. I don't know if... Yeah, that'll work. No, it won't. Because it's trying to call it on startup, so we'll have to...
Yeah.
We'll comment this guy out. I think that'll fix it. Because Synchron will give us an hour before it throws an error. Yeah, there we go. You see the...
I don't see it.
I still don't see our log, though.
Well, okay, so you subbed out the thing, but now we're not calling it all because you commented out the one that calls it.
Oh, that's a good point. So it's not, it's totally not applying that into...
It should, I guess, I mean, technically it should air out on the live one, but not on the test one, right?
Right. Yeah, okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the meter will start because it's going to exit with the code 8.
Dang it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can try, see if it'll start the mirror. Where's the mirror starting happen? Well, let's see. Can we hit the mirror? Nope. So I'll just say, like, this is indicative of testing a lot of times for me, like just playing around and trying to figure out the right way to stub something or...
Yeah, I guess if we were doing this more consistently,
yeah,
I'd be used to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I'm guessing like Jonas or Sam would probably get this done a lot faster than us.
Right. Apparently, they need to be the. We need to do an apprentice series where we're the apprentices to them, huh?
Yeah. If only there were a book, and we're done.
If only there were a book for testing meteor.
Honestly, this is why I stopped writing the book because it's like, I had a lot of this figured out before, and now Cucumber is completely changed.
Yeah, that's a lot of work to
Yeah. I
mess
would
with.
have been, so at this point, I would be on my third rewrite of the Cucumber chapter if I were still writing the book.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
changed that many times.
Yeah. Someone else made an original Cucumber, and then he disappeared. And then Sam took it up, and there would have been a second rewrite for that. Because I actually had the entire chapter was done. That was the one I had under my belt. And then
Wow.
Sam would have rewritten it, and I would have had to rewrite all the content for that, which wouldn't have
Uh,
been terrible. But then,
hmm,
like, he's since rewritten everything again, and it's been kind of a drastic change.
okay. Well,
So,
hopefully he'll get it more consistent. I know I was actually reading a post. I know some people were complaining about like the testing situation in Meteor
yeah,
with
it's.
with like all the different options, and there's not like one consistent approach that people are using yet.
I mean, honestly, like having been part of that early conversation, a lot of people were concerned that you know there'd be favorites or like. So I think everybody likes Mocha, but at the same time, Jonas has been working on Jasmine, and Jonas has more time to work on Jasmine, and
Yeah.
so I think Jasmine's actually a little further along, but Mocha is more widely accepted outside of the Meteor community. So like
Really?
yeah, it's weird. I think if you asked MDG, their preference would be to have Mocha like get better and be the one because it's got such a big community behind it. But at the same time, like it's just Mike by himself, and he puts time in on it when he can. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Tough.
tough.
Tough task. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Oh, nice. My next meeting canceled, so we can go a
All
little
right.
longer. We can be in pain a little bit longer here.
All right.
All right. So how else could we stub this?
Um. Let's see. Just curious as to why it's not.
Maybe there's some clue in the README.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it tells me to buy a book.
I've got the book.
I'm guessing he doesn't. Maybe he does have an update for it. Oh, I think our fixtures are. I think there's a difference between us stubbing the code and where our fixtures are being applied. Maybe I don't know.
You think so? Like the
I
folder
I don't know how to
structure?
like verbalize that correctly though. It's the fact that I think our code's not ending up where we think it's ending up, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that's why I was getting the impression, just because of the load order type thing. But I mean, also you saved it and it didn't refresh. So I don't know if that's because.
From browser, call server-side method and test response with an assert. Let's take this. Let's try this stuff right here.
Okay.
And let's put okay, we got to leave that commented out, but we want to call it down here. Yeah. I guess we're not even sure what we want here, are we?
You want to
Let's write
call a
it.
stuffed out method.
Oops.
So
So loading up episode data. I navigate, I should see the featured episode. The page should load for visitors. There we go.
Important.
All right. So we should get our output right here. We can put that into our sample steps. Oops. Right there.
Sweet.
Get rid of that.
Callback.pending. Where's that from? Oh, okay. Function callback. Oh, you have to type and paste?
Yeah. Can you like turn that mode on by default?
I can give you my shortcut that I push a button and it pastes.
Oh, nice. Okay. I guess that makes sense.
I'll help you with that later.
Yeah.
I don't know if you tried out the window code.
No, I didn't. That's what I was saying earlier. Like I resized it manually. I need to do that too. I have to have a yak shaving day at some point, Colby. But
yeah. You need to set up a yak shaving day, and I'll help you with your
yaks. Don't pay me money, man.
Stuff. Yeah.
All right. Man, it's hot in here. I know I ran, but
rough day.
First world problems, right? Like I gotta load my Nest and tell it to cool down my office.
Oh man, we had a Nest, but then lightning hit it and knocked it out.
Really? That sucks.
Yeah, knocked out our router and our Nest at the same time.
Oh, I have a fun house. Like if lightning hit, like I'd lose. I actually have two Nests, so we bought an old duplex, and we've got like 2 AC units right outside here. We've got 2 furnaces down in the basement, and we have 2 electrical panels coming into the house.
Oh,
yeah,
rough.
So
yeah, I don't know if you guys are getting anywhere near as bad of rain as like here we are in Texas.
No, we got the last of the tropical storm Bob blew through on Friday and Saturday. And we probably got like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of rain, somewhere in that range. But probably nowhere near as bad as you. All right. So here I think we want to call that fetch and insert bustles.
Yep.
And just kind of see what happens.
So this client execute async. That's what it's. Reference error. Assert not defined.
Well, did something. Why is assert not defined? Are you kidding me?
That's what I was laughing at. I was like, what is that from?
Do we need to like?
Where is it? Okay, first of all, where is it?
I think his
right there.
His docs are out of. Right here, he's talking about should become. So you get chai, which gets this by default. I think we have to tell it to use the assert. His docs.
Chai dot assert.
Yeah. So we could say should equal. I prefer that anyway. So be like res.value.should equal yes. Yeah.
I see that.
I think that reads cleaner anyway.
Wah,
wah. Yeah. So our results are we don't have any. The value is definitely nothing.
Well, we have a result, but not a value. Yeah.
So right here we could just
log it out.
Error. I'm guessing we're getting an error, but we're not testing for that. Where do we? Oh, null. Air's null. That's interesting. All right. So that's wrong.
Alrighty.
So what's res?
We're getting nothing here.
Okay, so the value is definitely null. The status is 0, and we have a session ID. So it made a call. We didn't get anything back.
No
But
callback.
in reality, what we want to see is something logged out into the logs.
Ideally,
So what is?
you have that logged in there.
That's the cucumber log. Is that the only log we get? Yeah. Huh. Well, I don't know, man.
Dang it.
All right, I tell you what. Let's get something on the books with Sam.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Maybe we'll have him come in and help us for maybe even a half hour and get past this first real
Yeah,
test.
because we can probably make a lot of progress just by having him.
All right. So we'll stick a pin in it. I think the major goal for me this week is going to be moving the site. And then we'll see. Maybe we can get Sam to do something like Thursday or Friday. Maybe a little later in the afternoon our time because he's in Pacific. I think he's actually moving. So I don't know. Maybe this week will be bad.
So
But if he can't help us, I'll at least see if I can write up the problem and he can point us in the right direction or something.
right. That's a good plan.
Apprenticed on the Apprentice series. As you said
Hey
earlier.
man, that's what it's all about.
Gotta learn.
What works.
Yep. All right, dude. Well, thanks for I don't know, not learning with me, but not successfully completing anything. I don't know.
The tests are hard.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, once these go up, I'll put them up weekly. So tune in next week, and maybe we'll make even better progress.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. This video has been a Space Dojo production. You can click the Learn More button to find out more about us at spacedojo.com. Or you can click the subscribe button to get notified about new videos we put out each week. Thanks for watching.